Hello class, today for our second assignment we are going to be making an advertorial. It's a mixture of two words, which is an editorial and an advertisement. So together it's an advertorial. So basically it looks like an editorial, but it's actually selling something. So one of the requirements is that you add either a contact phone or website, the logo of the company, or maybe a picture of the product. Here are some samples of some advertorials. This is more business related, but it doesn't have to be. You can, typically they have the logo or some way of contacting, but it serves as an editorial. It talks a little bit about the company, and it doesn't look so like they're trying to sell something. It's more like informative. Sometimes they have recipes, but they're really trying to sell a specific product. So that's a good example right here. You can put the product, image if you want. So it could basically be about anything you want. So I'm going to do kind of like a recipe, but I'm just going to start it off for you. The reason I'm doing this is because actually a couple years ago, a friend of mine and I, we were actually going to start a magazine. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Harwin. It's an area here in Houston where they just sell so many different types of things, but sometimes it's overwhelming because it's so convoluted and you don't know where to find what. So we were thinking about starting a magazine and showing exactly like where the hats are and where the scarves are, or where they sell prom dresses and things like that. But then if they wanted to be promoted on there, if they wanted an ad or to be listed, we were going to have a listing and a map and all these kind of things, right? So in order to do that, in order to be able to publish, you have to have sponsors or people interested in being in the ads. So even though we don't like that part of it, maybe ads are not as fun to work with than let's say the editorial pieces are, but still it's a very necessary part of the magazine. It's what keeps it going. So I want to show you how to create a magazine from the beginning to the end and how it actually functions. Let's not just design it and make it look pretty. Let's learn how to make it work. So that's a part of business too that you have to think about. You have to think about how is it going to make money? How is it going to function? So that's why we're doing these, and later on we're even going to have to design some ad space, okay? So this is where we left off last time. So to continue adding onto this file, if you look up here where you see the properties panel, you should be able to find pages. If not, under Windows, you should be able to locate pages. From here, you can just grab any of these and click and drag, and you create another page. So you can double click, you go to that page, and then you can double click and go to your new page, okay? I'm just going to be showing you little by little how it works, because if I teach you everything at once, it's overwhelming. So right now it might not make any sense, but as we go along, things are going to start falling into place, okay? So the first thing we want to do is grab the image that we're going to use. I decided that I want to do a recipe. Okay, so last time I showed you that with this rectangle frame tool you can import images. Well, if you click and hold, you will see that there's a circle and other shapes. So you're able to put an image within a circle. And that's what I want to do. I want to put a picture of food in there. So what I'm gonna do is go search for my picture. I've already been searching, so I chose pasta, so I'm gonna go with this picture. I have already downloaded it, so I'm just going to go and import. I told you last time that the shortcut is Command D or Control D, but if you want to know the longer version is File and Place. Okay? And I like shortcuts because it really speeds up when you're working. So, so then I choose that image, open, and it's really large, so you go to Object, Fitting, Fill Frame Proportionately, or Fit Content Proportionately. Now you see all of these are buttons you can. This is the shortcut, and I actually do that sometimes. Okay. So it's a lot of buttons to press down, but that's up to you. And if you hold down, this is another trick. If you hold down the white arrow and you click on that, that's the actual image. So if you hold down Shift, you can make it as large as you want, and the circle will crop it off. You can move it around a little bit so it's centered. Okay. So what I would really like for you to do in this assignment is use the text wrap tool. Okay. So I go to a website to find a recipe, and this is the text that I'm gonna use. And it's funny because the other day I was on social media and somebody was complaining, I go to your website to get a recipe and I have to go through a bunch of ads and you talking about your family and everything, and all I want is the recipe. And then the person responded and said, well, that's how we pay for our website. You know, you have to look at all those ads and things like that. So I just thought it was funny because I wanted the text because, you know, that's what we're doing right now. We're dealing with text. So I was fine for this person to be talking about their family and what traditions they have. Okay, so now I am going to put this text box over this picture. Control or Command B. And it's not wrapping, right? So what we want to do is, if you do not have this text wrap open, you go to Windows, and there should be a selection there that you can choose text wrap, okay? And that opens this window, all right? So in order for this to work, you have to select the two, the image and the text box. And then you click on this, the second icon there, and it should wrap around. Doesn't do it. Okay, there we go. The third one works better for this one. Now you see how it's like right next to the image, and it needs a little bit of breathing room. So we want to create a margin from the image. So what we have to do is add it's not letting me add some space. There we go. It's adding space around the, okay. And then again, those hyphenations, it bothers me. So properties, under paragraph, let's move me over again and hyphenate. You unclick that, and that should take care of that. Okay. So then, you know, put a title. You can put the recipe. You can move this around and it will wrap no matter what. And then you can put the recipe down here. Maybe create another color box. A little bright for my liking. I like it a little muted. Okay, something like that. And then you can put your recipe here, however you want to do it, and then put a title or however you want to arrange it. But I just wanted to show you that. Another thing that I wanted to show you is the spacing between the lines, and that's called leading. It looks like it should say leading, L-E-A-D, lead, but it's actually pronounced leading. And that will be over here under your characters panel, and here that's how you can control the space between the lines. Okay, if you ever want to do that. Okay, and all right. And then let's do the same thing with the space between the letters. Let's look at what the title of that was. Let's just say spaghetti and meat sauce. Why not? My mom's homemade spaghetti. And let's increase the font. When you put space between the letters, it's called tracking. And you can do that by over here. You can add that space between the lines if you want. I prefer when it's all caps, but I can't seem to find. Oh, here it goes. All caps. And then it's doing the hyphenation again, so you have to take that off. Okay. So Shift W. I mean, it's just getting started, but it sort of shows you what you can do. And that's pretty much it. I would like for you to maybe put a logo of whatever it is or the product of it. And again, you can do it on any product or service. Okay? So if you have any questions, let me know. All right?